back into Ruby here, and we are on Blocs, Procs, and Lambdas. So let's get started here. We're going to just be reviewing the times block, and if you don't remember what blocks are, they're kind of like built-in methods. So in this case, it wants us to print 5 times. There's a couple different ways we could do this. This is probably the most efficient way. Bam, bam, bam on my block 5 times. Nice. So it says to collect them all. What are we collecting? We've created an array called fibs and placed the first 10 Fibonacci numbers in it. Create a new variable, double fibs, and set it equal to the result of calling fibs.collect. The block you pass to collect should double each Fibonacci number, similar to the example above. So let's see here. Okay, so we're going to create a block called double fibs, and then we're going to say numbers, or nums, and then we'll say nums dot dot nums. Oh, actually, it's just nums times 2. Oh, I didn't create double fibs, did I? Double underscore fibs equals, and we'll just set that. Let's see. Should include 2, but it doesn't. Let's see, fibs. Alright, let's see if that will work. Alright, so I ran a little bit of a brain fart here. Alright, let's reset this code real quick. We're going to initialize double underscore fibs equals an empty array. We want to set it equal to fibs.collect. Alright, so then we want to, let's say double underscore fibs is not collect num, and then we want to do num times 2. 4, 6, 10, 16, 26, 42, 68, 10. That looks like it should work. Does indeed include 2. So, oops, what is the issue that we're having here? We're going to work through our code right now. So this is the original. We're setting double fibs equals to fibs.collect, which runs through this. We're saying each number, each iteration, we times by 2 for our double fibs. Let's see if it wants us to change what we're doing here. Alright, so we're at a little bit of a crossroads. We worked our way through it. Let's see what's going on and collect them all. Let's see this, guys. Oh my god, we did the same thing. Okay, so this was a naming error. So here we go. There we go. Okay, so we're getting the correct output, so we couldn't have been that too far. Next section, yearning to yield. Check out the code in the editor. We've set up a series of put statements so you can see we're in a block underscore test method and we're in the block passed to it. So let's see here. It's going to print, we're in the method. It's going to print puts yielding a block and then yield. Let's see. We can build this in the method. Why do some methods accept blocks and others don't? It's because methods that accept blocks have a way of transferring control from calling method to block. So yield puts. Alright, so block test puts. We're in a block. Alright. Alright, so we want to call, it asks us to call yield name with parameter name. Because it's a string, we're going to do it like that. Alright, let's see here. Oh, we didn't give a block. Okay, so it wanted us to put the block. If I remember correctly, we then need to do a little something, a little block here. We'll do name. Actually, that might be convention. Actually, no, that'll work just fine. Name, and then we want to put my name is Kid Rock. Alright, so my name is, it's too good of a joke to pass up. Alright, my name is Alright, let's see if this works. Huh. Initialize constant. There we go. Okay. See, my name is Kid Rock. I forgot I had to use this convention. So cool. So we supplied it, and then we did it. Define your own method double. So def double. That takes a single parameter, param1, and yields to a block. So in this case, then call it with a block that multiplies the number parameter by 2. You can double any number you like. So let's say x Alright, so this is our parameter. Oh, we want it to, do we want it to yield? Okay, so I got a little confused. We called it last time. Here we need to yield param1. This means it'll still work when we call it this way. So double, then our argument, we can just keep it the same. Our argument in this case will do 2. Double 2, and we'll say the block is x, where it puts out x times 2. Cool. So there it is. A little bit confusing, but you get the hang of it once you get into it, it looks like. Keeping your code dry. Don't repeat yourself. DRY, dry. Check out the code. Multiples of 3. Proc.new do n modulo 3 is equal to 0. Multiples of 3. So let's see what this does. So 1 to 100, 2 select. Bam. Alright. Proc syntax. Procs are easy to find. You must call proc.new and pass it block to save. Create a proc that cubes a number. So cube is proc new. Okay. Then pass the proc to a method. Alright guys, sorry about the interruption there. Now let's get back to it. Alright, so the dot floor method rounds a float, which is a number with a decimal, to the nearest integer. Write a proc called round down that will do this rounding. We've added the code to pass to floats.collect. So we want to write your code above this line and below this line. So I'm a little bit confused about this, to be honest. So we're going to need to use dot floors. So proc called round down. Alright, so round underscore down. So we're not actually creating a method. We're creating a proc. Alright, so proc.new. Let's see. And then here we need to create the block where x. So we take x. And then we want to round it down. Excuse me. X.floor. Okay, yeah. So this is a proc. It looks like we are taking this, running basically a method on it, and then we're going to create something for it. And then we can just reuse this whenever we need it by the looks of it. Alright. It's kind of like a mini method using other methods called procs. Procs are full-fledged objects, so they have all the powers and abilities as objects. Blocks do not. Check out the code in the editor. We had to rewrite that block a bunch of times, remove blocks, replace them with a proc called over 4 feet. So here you write a music part, complete this as a new proc. So over 4 feet. Alright, so this will do x if x is greater than or equal to 4. oh, yeah, proc.new. Proc.new. Okay, so we can do statements also. Alright, so if x is greater than or equal to 4, oh, we need to do. Okay, so we do the if statement below. Okay, so do x if x is greater than or equal to 4, x is equal to. Are we replacing it? Is that what it is asking us to do? X equals 4. Oops. So we can just probably ignore it, and then we end it, and then we end it. Cool. Wait. Oh, we didn't call it on it, but this worked. Okay. So we then want to call this at over underscore 4 underscore feet. Add over underscore 4 underscore feet. And then add over underscore 4 underscore feet. So let's see. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh, okay. We need to change these because these are no longer blocks. They're kind of like a weird input method. I don't know why it's giving us errors but still saying we passed. Just ignore that for now because we know we didn't have it right. So save and submit. Okay, so the issue here is it's not changing. It's only alright, so I want to look this up. It says we're doing it right, but I'm not convinced. So, alright. That was exercise 8. Alright. What's the name of this? Procs. Okay. I was looking for it. Alright. Okay. So maybe our proc was wrong, but I still believe this should work. Let's see what happens when we do less than or equal to 4. Okay, so it only prints out. Okay, I thought it was supposed to change it. Okay. Or missing an N. So yeah. Let's see if this will work without any code in there. Okay, so this works. We're just checking for the ones that are over. Alright, my mistake. I thought we were changing the values. You can see there's other ways to do it. I probably did it a harder way, but that's just because we're new at it. We're still figuring it out. Create your own. Time to take off the training wheels. Alright, so let's just create def greeter that takes no arguments and yields forget what we have to put after yield if we have to put anything. Alright, we don't have to put anything. Good. Alright, now create a proc called phrase. So phrase. Alright. And then we're going to do proc.new. Then we're going to do. And then we want it to print it outputs below there. And pass this to the greeter instead of blah. Then we have to end that. And then we need to call it, right? So proc.do end. Alright, and then we're going to call greeter at phrase. Or, yeah. Cool. Wait. Alright. And then, so we did pass at phrase. Alright, so we're still struggling with procs here. By we're, I mean I am. So we're going to go back to the little forums. We are on create your own. I put a comma. So there we go. Yet again, simple mistakes. We're slowly figuring it out that commas are killing us in programming, as they always happen. Alright, now we can actually call procs. So, hi, and then equals proc.new, do. And then we want it to put hello, exclamation point, and then we want to end it, and then we want to call it. So hi.call. Oops. There we go. So you can just use a dot call. We don't need to do what we were doing beforehand, which it looks like we were just kind of circumnavigating that with a method. It's just a filler method almost. Alright, next, symbols meet procs. So, in this case, strings.map at, alright. So, strings array. Using the example instructions as a guide, use collect or map to create a strings array from the numbers array. So, we're going to set this equal to strings.map, and we're going to do at, and then at colon, because that's the symbol, and I forget what the alright, it's 2_s. Alright. Oh, whoops. Numbers _ array. There we go. And you see how now it's just a string. That's all. Doesn't look too much crazier, but that's basically it. Alright, now we're moving on to Lambda. Like Procs, Lambdas are objects. So Lambda, let's see. Lambda demo, Lambda puts. So Lambda is basically proc.new. Is that what it's saying? I'm a method. I'm a Lambda. Alright, it looks like it's just takes out a few things. So Lambda, parameter, block. So on line 4, create a new variable called symbolize. Store a lambda. So we're going to say symbolize equals lambda. That takes one parameter. Say param1, and then param1 dot to underscore sim. Moves and size dot collect. Alright. So that worked out. Lambdas versus procs. Let's see here. So lambdas return, basically, and procs do not, meaning that this will run, then change this. Sorry, it's hard to explain, but basically, alright, so let's see how the proc says Batman will win. So this returns Batman will win. So the reason that it prints it out is because it returns it immediately in the proc. So this gets returned right away, meaning that you never get to this. So when we then run def Batman Ireland right here for lambda, the reason it says Iron Man will win is because it doesn't return this right away. It evaluates the rest of the code, and at the end of it, this is what it's going to print out. So basically, procs don't evaluate the rest of the code right here for this situation, but lambdas do. I guess it's the best way I can explain it. Create a lambda symbol filter. Alright. It takes one parameter. Checks to see if let's see if that works. Create a new variable called symbols. Symbols equal my underscore array dot select at symbol underscore filter. Alright. Do you define a lambda called symbol filter? Alright, so first thing first, it looks like let's see. No. Alright, it looks like we may be calling our symbol filter wrong. Alright, so at symbol filter. Thanks. Alright, so we have param1 dot is underscore. We're gonna need that symbol. Oh, I forgot lambda. Whoops. Alright, that should work now. There we go. A little bit of a syntax error. I knew we were close. So quick review. A block is just a bit of code. Proc is saved block. We can use over and over, and a lambda is just like a proc that only cares about the number of arguments it gets and returns its calling method rather than returning immediately. A little bit of next review. The odds and ends array is full of sorts of objects. We only want the integers, numbers without decimal points. Create a new variable called ints. Alright, so ints. And store the result of odds and ends.select. Ints equal odds underscore ends dot select with a block that checks if the element is select. The block that checks if an element is underscore. Alright, dot is underscore a question mark integer. Will that work? No. Okay. Dot select. And then let's see if this will work. I believe it will. Huh. Do we have to actually? So let's look at the hint. So we have our ints, it's equal to odds. dot select, and then our block should be checking if it is a integer. Odds, and n. Alright, so odds and underscore n's. So what are we doing wrong here? We're checking to see if it's an integer. Our name is right now. Alright. Let's check the glossary and see what section we were on. We were on 17 of 21. Oh, did we need to create our own? That would make sense. So let's see. Oh, we forgot the actual parameter. So that makes sense. Simple error here. So we're not actually comparing anything here. We're just kind of having code there. So we need to call this line of code on a parameter, index value rather, of here. Now it should work. So then we get our 42, our 3, and our 19. That makes sense. Create a proc called under 100. So under 100 equals proc.new. And I'll say x, parameter, where x is less than 100. Cool. Now we need to pass our proc to a method. We want to create a variable called youngsters. And set it equal to calling .select on ages, ages.select. So it's going to take all the values. And then we want to call our take the proc and convert it to a block, and then we get our youngsters. Them youngsters, a 94 and 7-year-old youngster. Alright, now we want to create a lambda called first half, so first underscore half equals lambda, and that checks if a hash value is less than it is. Alright, that checks if a hash value is less than, that is earlier in the alphabet than M. No need to do anything with the crew hash yet. Make sure to use capital M. Your lambda should include a key and value. So we have our key, we have our value, and then we have value is less than M. Alright. passing a lambda to a method. To finish up, let's go ahead and create a variable called a underscore 2 underscore m, the good old ask the mouth, and the ATM, and set it equal to crew dot select. We're going to take all the values and pass your first half at first underscore half to filter the names, and that should work just fine. So perfect. It's a little bit tricky, but you saw towards the end it got a little bit easier. We ended up being able to create our own lambdas and our own procs a little bit quicker. So we're finally getting to the meat and potatoes end, guys. Object-oriented programming. Last 4 sections. So we're going to be using classes. Yeah, nice little thing here telling us to for more advanced Ruby in our new Ruby's for Rails course. We of course will be doing that. But yeah, so look forward to the next section, object-oriented programming, where it looks like we're going to be working with classes. Alright, so see you guys next time.